What's going on? It's Alexander here, back with some more Doki Literature Club. Really, shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I dejectedly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back, and I brought a guest with me. What the fuck? A guest? Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Jeff. But, word escaped me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. Let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki, the girl with the sour attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual, and this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Jeff in a classroom. He decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Jeff? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? Present Literature Club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. It's hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile, but it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom. That's if you don't teach with permission. Well, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Jeff, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read in the past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half jokingly. Suki's head suddenly perks up. Looks like she wants to say something but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traced the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. Telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Thrill horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. Give that back. Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems. Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sat in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri looked quizzically at Monica. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. I mean, I thought that it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president, after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Jeff? Hold on, there's still one problem. Huh? What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. Never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. Still have other clubs to look at, and, lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought, Huh? The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Jeff. Thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls, right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Jeff? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Jeff, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Remember tonight's assignment? Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Jeff, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. I really impressed the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills. I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Jerry cleans up the tea set. Guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess it starts with writing a poem tonight. Okay. Yes. Thoughts, happy thoughts, happy. What the fuck? Oh, it's just fuck. Okay. I am actually, just to make this go a little quicker, look up the words for the poem, because we're gonna stick down this route. If we can potentially only save one of them, we're going to. We're already down the route with Natsuki, so that's where we're going. Okay, let's see here. A, B, C. Nope, none of the C's that are on here. D, E, F, G, H. Okay, seems hair is one of the words she likes. Professor Uncanny, Boop, Inferno. Okay. Likes the word boop. Station. We know she likes the word papal, right? Email after image. Games, right? She jumped for games before. Is that? Yeah. So games is one. And Kawaii was one. Right? Or was that? It's hard to remember who jumped for what. But we're going to go for a perfect poem. I feel like Kitty's going to win. Yep. I'm looking at these first to see like which ones off the top of my head would be it. Yeah, lipstick was one. Puppy, that's a cute thing, right? So that'd be, yep. Soot, socks, fickle, feather. Is that Valentine? I feel like Valentine's gonna be one, yep. Which is funny because this is like 3 days before Valentine's Day when I'm recording this. Tenacious, peaceful, rose seems like that's gonna be it. Alright. Nope, I'm wrong on that one. Alright. Sweet. Nope, sweet's not one. Okay, let's do A. Nope. B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Jumpy's one. We know sugar is going to be one because of the baking. Charm, contamination, dark, alone, marriage, cute. I feel like that's, yep. Marshmallow, I do believe was one. Pain, anger, flying. Anime. Cage, jump. Yeah, jumps one. Strawberry would be one. Fluffy was one, right? Let me look. Yep. We only get 3 more right. We've done a perfect poem. Chocolate. Yep. Candy. Empty whirlwind cheeks, bouncy, silly, prayer. A, B, peaks. There we go. Perfect. Hi again, Jeff. Glad to see you didn't run away on us, haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. We really didn't. We kept our word. We would have been at Suri's house that morning. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Jeff. I've seen that. Your promise, Jeff. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. I've seen that too. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. He already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. If you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. I can't even read that. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection. I know something room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Jeff. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, this class is slightly off angle. How it was. Slightly slanted. I was like, what is wrong with this picture? I can't really say no either way. You said I'm in this club now, so it only feels right. God, that being slightly off is messing with my head. I'm actually getting dizzy trying to read this. My brain's just focusing on it being tilted. Only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Well, wait. I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club, so even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. But are you sure? I just felt like Well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. She reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. I've honestly tilted my head so it's not messing with me as much, because I can read stuff sideways and not feel anything, but looking at a screen that's sideways doesn't, makes me kind of, ugh. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. Please actually take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Okay. So I knew that was sideways. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activity for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. Can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Suki's rummaging around in the closet. Suki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. There's something in there? Fucking Monica. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just going to mess it up? Suki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Yeah, sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. But how did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. He then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Much better. Seeing a box set with one missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that, Phil. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Parfait Girls, a series I never heard of in my life. It's either way out of my demographic or simply terrible. If you're going to judge, you can do it through the glass on that door. With the same as before. Anything? I didn't even say anything. Tone of your voice. One thing, Jeff. Consider this a lesson straight from Literature Lab. Don't judge a book. In fact, if you pulled out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box, I'm going to show you exactly why. Right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated feminine poses. Exceedingly moe. Don't just stand there. Okay, this is going to be the same as before. Then takes a seat against the wall between the windowsills. Here's signaling for me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why is that? I guess easier to be close together like this. But don't just say that. You make me feel weird about it. Rest of their arm just scooches an inch away from me. I might go a little quicker through these if it's the same dialogue as before. Just kind of doing how I usually would read something. Whenever I start reading it out loud a little. Kind of like mumbling, but taking in the words. Exactly expect to be sitting close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again is closer, claiming the light face. Notice I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I finish the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, but I can talk at the same time. I think it's about a bunch of friends in high school, typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. If this isn't boring for you, it's not, even though you're just watching me read. Well, I'm fine with that. Say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Really, no. What do you mean? Don't you share them wrong with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Could I ever get my friends to read this? They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up with them without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet. Makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitate towards the other losers over time. It's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel I can't keep it in my own room. My dad would beat the shit out of me if he found this. That's different! At least it's safe here in the classroom, except Monica's kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. I feel like that solves any of my problems. Alright, we're going to continue this in the next one. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you then.